If you've built a snowman in Minecraft, you know the classic trick. Place one of them down, use your shovel at their feet, and you have infinite snow. It works, but at any scale, the flaws with it are apparent. Your inventory clogs in under 30 seconds. You'll have to stop to craft 9 times over, and all you'll walk away with is barely over 2 stacks of snow blocks. Meanwhile, your shovel is burning through durability like crazy. For years, right up to 1.21, this was the best option we had, but not anymore. I'm Big Booty 17, and welcome to the modern era of snow farming, the era of the crafter. In this era, we can dispense fresh shovels whenever we need them, so you're not chewing through your real enchanted tools. And with automatic compacting, all the manual work of crafting snow blocks disappears. Now the future of snow farming looks a lot different. By only loading in stones and sticks, you can automatically supply cheap shovels and hit the vanilla maximum rates with no manual effort. Because of how we use pistons to move the snowball items, our hoppers need to be able to handle the high throughput of large item batches. We can either solve this with more hoppers, or increase the lifetime of the items over the hoppers we have. We opt for the latter by using a recirculating water stream that keeps the items circulating over the hoppers. These items should be crafted into snow blocks. Because of this, we shaped the inner ring to house 3 crafters to support 8 total hoppers. This number is significant because a player can mine a maximum of 72,000 items per hour, and a single hopper can handle 9,000 items per hour. I've provided 2 options for storage. We can point the crafters upwards into barrels or downwards into a water stream. I'll show you how to do both in the tutorial, and you can easily upgrade to a water stream if you started with the barrel option. To resupply shovels, we will use this simple crafting setup, which powers the crafter when there is no item on the pressure plate. We dispense the item over soul sand since it stops the momentum of the item flying off the pressure plate. We'll actually use this item slowing mechanic once more later in the farm. To keep our pistons from firing more than needed, we're using a double torch and redstone dust monostable. This way the pistons fire once on shovel replacement and move the snowballs into the water stream. Conveniently, we will extend the monostable out by 1 more dust and use a metal pressure plate which has a low signal strength at 1 item. This means we can also have the pistons fire when you shut off the shovel crafter and leave the farm. We time our pistons to fire 2 game ticks after each other. This allows the player to constantly mine snow, since snow is not produced when the piston arm is over the block. This means that when the pistons fires, the player will swap over to the other plot. By doing this, we achieve rates at a number we mentioned earlier, 72,000 per hour, which is the maximum number a player can harvest. The snowman is positioned across 2 blocks between some fences. As mentioned earlier, we use soul sand on the block closest to the player to keep the items on the block they were mined on. The reason this is important is because we need to ensure the player only picks up shovels if their old shovel breaks. For this same reason, we put fences in the water stream to keep the items further away, and a fence on the player station to enforce good distance and ensure that they only pick up shovels and do not pick up snowballs. If you've enjoyed this video or tutorial, consider subscribing. There's no guarantee the YouTube algorithm will bring you back here, and my upload schedule is not the best. I'd like to say thanks to everybody who contributed to this design, as well as those who left comments on my previous videos. I do actually read a decent chunk of them, and truly appreciate the kind ones. I have other tutorials planned that I'll hopefully find the time to complete. If you want a sneak peek and a way around my upload schedule, feel free to join the Discord and find my designs, and also ask for help on my existing ones. Now let's get into the build. These are the materials you'll need to build this farm. The bottom row is for the optional expanded storage. You can use any variation of slab, solid block, or fence. The sticks and cobblestone are not required to build the farm, but is required to run it. These denote the items you would use to craft shovels, and you can also use iron or other materials to craft the shovels as well. This farm can only be built in biomes where snow golems survive. If you're unsure, you may find it useful to build one before starting. Now let's get started with the build. Begin by placing 3 upward facing crafters. Then configure each crafter to craft a 2x2 by disabling the 5 slots as shown. Place a total of 3 barrels over each crafter. Surrounding all 3 crafters, place a total of 8 hoppers, pointing into them. During the build, you may accidentally drop items into the hoppers. Be sure to take these items out of the crafters. In each corner of our current structure, place a solid block. This will help us complete our water stream. Run a line of redstone dust across the top of the barrels. Leave a 1 block gap above the hopper to place a solid block. Now, to complete our clock, place redstone dust on top of the solid block and redstone torches on either side. Place a lever and power it on to turn off the clock. After toggling the lever, you should see the clock start. Place a top slab on the rightmost barrel and fence to the right of the top slab. On the opposite side, do the same, a top slab on the rightmost barrel and a fence to the right of it. On the lever side of our structure, place a bottom slab 1 block diagonal of the fence, and place an additional fence over it. To the right of the bottom slab, place a soul sand with lever on it. Then place a torch to the right of the fence and a crafter pointing at the soul sand. In the direction of the barrels, place a redstone torch and 2 dust connecting to the bottom torch. Place a metal pressure plate on top of the soul sand to complete the shovel crafter. Place a downwards facing observer looking at the furthest dust close to the pressure plate. Then place a second observer looking at the first. Place solid blocks behind each observer to be powered, then place 2 pistons as shown. Place a soul sand under the right piston and solid block under the left. From here, we'll summon our snow golem. Place 2 snow blocks above the soul sand. And for our cage, we'll place fences around the top snow block. Place 2 solid blocks over the pistons, and a final temporary fence to prevent pathfinding. From here, we'll summon the snow golem and push him into the corner of the fences. To complete our cage, we'll place 1 more fence, trapping the snow golem in place. To complete our player station, we'll place a solid block over the pressure plate and hopper pointing into the crafter. Above the hopper, place a double chest to be pulled from. From here, we'll complete our water streams. To do this, we'll place solid blocks around the fences, hoppers, and barrels. Once your retaining walls are in place, you can waterlog the fence to create your water streams. Now we will place 2 final blocks next to the fence, and then place slabs over the fence to keep the snow golem from taking damage during rain. Before running the farm, we'll have to configure the shovel crafter. For resupply purposes, we'll isolate a vertical row of 3 slots, then create the recipe for shovels. For long AFK sessions, we'll place items into this chest to resupply the shovel recipe. To ensure that resupply will work correctly, we'll place 1 of each item into the hopper. After toggling the lever, you should see the shovel fall onto the pressure plate. To use the farm, toggle the lever and leave it in the off position, then start the crafting clock. Additionally, you'll need to block off every slot of your player inventory to ensure that you only pick up a single shovel. Walk forward into the fence, then align yourself to the right with the solid block. Aim at the far snow layer and hold down the left mouse button to mine the snow. This farm can be used AFK without an auto clicker or mod. Use the farm normally and hold left click. Then press F3 and T. While the red screen is up, let go of left click, and you should continue mining. The snow blocks for this farm are stored in the 3 barrels in the center of the water stream. Optionally, you can expand the storage by digging under the farm and flipping the crafters. For those that wish to expand the storage, dig a 2 high space below the crafters. From here, remove and replace the crafters by placing them against the barrels. You should see the face of the crafters like in the video. Place 2 sets of double chests and hoppers pointing directly into them. From here, we're going to create a water stream that flows over both hoppers. To do this, we'll place a solid block next to the 2 hoppers. Then we will contain the water so it flows over both hoppers. I'll use stairs here, but you can also use glass to make sure you still have access to the double chests. Finally, make sure to configure the 2x2 grid for each crafter. You can further expand the storage by digging down and repeating the pattern of double chests and hoppers. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the tutorial, please like and comment as it helps me and helps others find the video. If you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe. If you need a cobblestone and wood farm to now supply your snow farm, check out my channel for other videos. Be sure to look at the description for any updates to the farm, and check out the Discord if you need help. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.